I'm Ryan Durbin from RD Ceramics, located in Highland Heights, Kentucky.
And I'm Becca Otis with Five Lines Pottery, and I'm located in Statesville, North Carolina. And welcome to Wheel Talk.
All right, we are back. We're live.
We're live.
Hooray!
Back for another book club episode.
We.
Welcome back, Taylor.
I feel like we
Hi.
all feel the same about this.
Tired and like the book was something.
Yes.
I'll tell you what, I'm not giving anything away, but if I hear one more gong, I'm gonna fucking blow my mind out, okay? Like
And I didn't even notice because I'm so used to meditation practices. I was like, oh, that's nice. There's a meditation gong.
I should full disclosure, I did not finish this book.
I didn't either, so
I did. I'm better than everyone.
yes, you are.
Okay, but I had 2 hours and 6 minutes left.
I
Hey,
had
pretty
about an
good.
Um,
hour and 15, I think, or an hour and
okay,
25,
Ryan,
something like
what's
that.
your excuse? Because I have a really good one.
I mean, I'm sure your excuse was you couldn't check it out from the library because I had it checked out. Is that the reason?
No, my excuse was I had 2 surgeries last week.
What were you doing when
You
you
had
weren't
two
surgery?
surgeries?
Yeah, Andrew's mom had surgery and then I had surgery, so that's my
Okay, so
excuse.
you had one surgery.
But
Yeah,
you
but I
had
had
weeks
two
before
surgeries.
that too, just like we all had weeks before it.
No,
Announced it.
no, no. Everybody knows that Becca doesn't start until a week before. Okay, so
And
we
you
can't.
started today.
Yeah.
You should have
So,
said you were busily listening to it because you couldn't get the podcast up in time from last week.
No, that was me
mm,
having a panic attack. I had a panic
Oh,
attack,
okay.
okay? So that's why I didn't get the podcast up last week. I had a panic attack. And but also on top of that, I couldn't get it from the library because I couldn't even find it on Audible. I couldn't even find it on Audible. That's
what?
one.
It was right there when I
It
Or
was
searched
not
on
for it.
Audible.
Libby.
No,
It's on
sorry, Libby,
Libby.
on Libby. I couldn't find it
Oh.
on Libby. And then you owe me
Probably because I.
$14.59.
Why did you bought it?
Yeah, and you owe Taylor
I had to buy it
$14.59
too.
too.
Why? None of you
Because
could
I
get it
couldn't
on
even
Libby?
find it.
No, because the waiting list was incredibly long. It was weeks from now.
Which is
Oh.
bullshit because it was a goddamn terrible book.
Yeah, I agree.
I did just I did the thing to check it out again because mine returned early. I didn't. Oh, okay. You were asking about my excuse. My excuse was I was trying to finish it up last minute and I didn't finish it. So I didn't finish it up quick enough. I was trying to
I
finish it
am
on
the
my
best.
drive, and yeah, I didn't finish it in time. So
Taylor is the best.
I get to feel superior to it this
yeah,
week.
I
It
Yay.
I
feels
I definitely had to pick my times when I could listen to it because I would find my mind drifting and not paying attention, and then I would have to put it down for a bit and be like, I'll get to it later. Maybe listen to it
I
for 30
can't
minutes here and then pick
I
it up
can't
and
fall
listen to it for
asleep in
45.
this.
Like, yeah, I couldn't it was not gripping me to keep going. So,
It wasn't gripping you? I can't
Yeah.
imagine.
no, it
Can't
was not.
imagine.
Um,
You mean,
I think
hey, okay,
whoever voted for this book
needs to go
should be
read it.
sharing the cost of our
I mean,
audiobooks.
I pulled some areas we can talk about, but
And did
Oh, I
they
did
vote just
too.
because of the cover? Because the cover was on point. Like the cover art was
Isn't it
great.
just a circle with a circle inside of it?
Exactly. It was great, simple, left
yeah.
a lot for the imagination. And then garbage.
Why was it garbage?
First of all, I'll tell you the first reason why it was garbage. And I'm giving spoilers. So if you want to read this book,
They're listening to
Don't.
hear what happened. Why?
go read it.
There's
Don't read
Um,
it.
spoilers.
but in the first 10 minutes, there was a Bible verse mentioned that felt very little context involved.
There was.
I'm fine with Bible verses, by the way. Bible verses are fine, but there's a time to dance and a time to read Bible verses, okay? So
Yes, it was that one. I mean, Solomon was considered a very wise man.
He was.
by
He was.
even people who are not Bible people, but yeah.
What was the Bible verse? I don't
It
know.
was a time
A
to be
time
born, a
to
time to
time
die,
to
a
die, a
time
time
to
to
gather
this,
stones, and a time to
a time
scatter
to
stones.
yeah,
All that shit.
time to fucking read the Bible, and if I am time to not.
Mm,
My time for reading the Bible has passed.
Um,
yeah, I don't remember that part.
listen, I think the
It's from
Bible is a good
Proverbs.
book. Bible's a good book. Not saying it's not. I just think there's a time. Anyway, and the second reason that it was a terrible book is that he literally said his pen appendix erupted in the first 30 minutes. He literally said his appendix erupted. He read a book that said, if your doctor says that you can take this appendix out and it's not useful, don't listen to him. And then
Hmm.
And then
from
he
a
did not go to
book,
the hospital.
and then he didn't go to the hospital and he didn't die.
And that means that no one ever dies of sepsis from a ruptured
Mm-mm.
appendix, and
Oh,
doctors just
Nobody.
want to steal your
I was
organs.
taken from that he was saying don't assume that because somebody says it's not useful that it has absolutely no purpose.
Correct.
Yeah,
But
but
how
that
many
is a
people
bonkers thing to
I
do.
mean, yeah, that situation, like, yeah, probably, and so many people don't have
like
appendices, but
yeah, but if
to just say blanket, like, no discussion, you have to get it removed, there's no benefit.
yeah,
There's
The
reason,
benefit,
there's
if
weights
it's
of,
fucked up, you need to
yeah,
not have it fucked up
but
anymore.
then maybe that story needed a 25-minute conversation afterwards talking about it,
Yeah,
okay?
he was just like, "Don't listen to doctors," was the message that I
Yeah.
got.
But it was like a 5-second situation. And on top of that, how many people that maybe don't have the intellect of a turtle have like are gonna like be like, oh, I'll never have to listen to doctors again.
Yeah.
Like it's like people have influence, There's influence that
Yeah, this
you
is
have
a
to have
very largely
responsible.
selling book.
okay, if
Yeah.
that's what you all were taking from it, I don't know what to tell you.
That I actually yelled in my car while I was listening to that. I was like, "No! What? Are you crazy? You
And I
motherfucker!"
and I in all caps texted Taylor.
That was when I was texting you saying, "I need to commiserate about this book. You need to fucking start it." Because I was like, I have
Ready
to
to go
tell
off.
someone about this. Like, this is the craziest thing I've read in a long time.
Okay, I can Taylor, tell us your feelings. Or Ryan, maybe we should
My
smash it.
feelings
Maybe
were
we
Go
should
just
ahead, Ryan.
it was just too philosophical. It wasn't
It was
practical and
very
hands-on enough
philosophical.
to actually walk away and take on my day-to-day and actually do something with. But I mean, it just takes another like level of questions to start thinking about and then adapt them to your own situation, which I get it. Maybe stopping and actually thinking about what you're doing a little bit more helps you with your creativity, but
Yeah.
having an actual practical walking away from the book and immediately executing with would be more my speed. But, maybe it's nice to have a little something different to be like, hey, maybe think about why you're doing what you're doing and uh yeah, I don't know. But that was my overall takeaway. It's too philosophical.
It was very philosophical. I will say that.
Yeah, it was pseudo religious, I would say. He's
Like no
Buddhist and
no, he was
he
pseudo spiritual,
yeah, okay.
Taylor.
All right,
Get the
fine.
right words.
Well, no, because his Buddhist religion informs a lot of the stuff that he says
Yeah, that's true.
about creativity and about people's place in the world and the universe. And if you subscribe to that, that's fine, but like don't try to make that true for all creatives because I found it very unscientific. And I'm not saying that books about art should be scientific, but I found it, like Ryan said, far too philosophical. Like it had some cool ideas in it, but it was all like it was kind of like a burrito of like good things wrapped in a pile of crap. And you
Like a burrito of puppies?
yes, look
Could
at the oh
you
Okay.
my
like is that with most books that there's going to be a bunch of fluff and you've got to filter through all the fluff to get to the things that actually have substance for your own personal?
I really don't think that
Honestly,
that's helpful. That
honestly, this is why we should just have Cliff Notes be the book.
I mean, I
Okay?
think most books they're way longer than they need to be. You just need to
100%.
get to the meat of it, kind
point.
of like The Prophet first, where
Yeah.
you focus on the meat of it, and then if you want to get deeper, you can keep reading. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, otherwise, selling a book that's like 20 pages, you can't make money on a 20-page book.
You could if it was really, really good.
Yeah, you could.
But I don't know.
It's like a 9-step program, you know what I'm saying?
A 9-step program.
Why does it got to be nine? Why can't it be like three?
Yeah,
Well,
it could
I've got
be.
some notes here. Let's see. Ah, before I was jaded. My first notes are, first of all, great introduction, telling you to take what's helpful and leave the rest, saying everything is not just definitely true or proven. I like that. Chapter one. Oh my God, it's the same bullshit from that chapter of that magical woman's book. What was the name of it? I can't remember.
Big magic.
The one that was so
The
stupid
magical
about
woman.
ideas coming to someone else if you don't birth them.
Yes, I was like, ideas, they're floating in the ether, and you're just waiting for someone to
We
capture
just
it.
want.
You
If
know,
I don't make this mug, Becca's gonna make it instead.
very big magic.
But also, no one can bring your particular artistic voice to life, so you have to make it. But also, if you don't, someone else will.
Mm.
Mm.
Make it make sense. Um,
I like to mention that it was like, even if you're trying to replicate somebody else's stuff, it's going to have your own spin on it to an
yeah,
extent.
and I
So,
mean that's
I
what
mean,
clay makers have been saying forever. Like, you can't really
yeah.
steal someone's stuff. Like,
Hmm.
Yeah.
I've seen that talked about a lot.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I don't know. Well, I don't know. I do know, but it's not anything good. I, I, I just, I think the biggest problem I had with this book wasn't even what was said, it was how it was written.
It
Like,
definitely felt like a meditation you might hear at a yoga retreat. It had that same, feel to it.
yeah, um,
Becca,
I,
Becca, was there
I,
something specific that stood
yes,
out
it
that you
was,
do remember that was like positive rather than
oh, um,
overarching, not as relevant
overarching
stuff?
negative.
Hmm.
I'm gonna go with no. Except for it was positive. It was like, hey, you got this, do it, you can do it. It was very uplifting, I think that if you need an excuse to if you need an excuse to get motivated, it was a good book for that, you know? Um, it was a good book for
Hmm.
that, but there was one part that really got me that was talking about like the when artists are like creative or whatever and they get inspiration and like he mentioned one artist particularly that would just if something like sparked his creativity he would like get up and leave from the table.
Yes.
uh, I personally think that's an excuse. um
It's a good one. We should use it.
mhm,
I'm sorry, creativity has struck. I must go.
yeah,
Hmm.
like as somebody that's trying to work on like not doing shit that's like that, like, it just seems kind of like an excuse to be like, oh, my work is all consuming, I must do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, no, you have to live in this world too.
Yeah, he takes art extremely seriously.
Yeah.
And I think that like he was like, it's your life's work. If you have to, work and you guys didn't read this part because you're not as good as me, but it's at the end. And he was like, if you have to work another job and in order to make the best art you can, you should do that. And like creativity is like the master of your life and like just exhausting. Like,
There was a part where he was talking about like if you're a creative, you're 24/7 creative. You don't just turn it on and
yes,
off like a 9 to 5 job.
no
You are
work-life
constantly thinking
balance.
about it,
I
Yes.
and
disagree.
something
Yeah,
can
big
like
disagree.
you're always taking in through a creative mind, and then you're deciding how to digest it, whether
Yeah.
you're using it practically or you're just taking in inspiration from the stuff around you, being in nature and taking in inspiration, or resting and relaxing, and like anything could help what you're going back to create.
Right, which is true, but also like calm down. Like
I mean,
like
that's true about everything, though. I mean, you're consuming things on 24/7. All of that
yeah.
is influencing a lot of your day to day and what
Yeah,
you
of
decide to
course
do
it
with it.
is.
I don't know that that's exclusive to being creative, but um, maybe
Did you look up a picture of him?
yeah,
Isn't he like a bald white guy?
he's got a big beard.
Oh, no,
Oh.
he's not a bald white guy. He's got a giant beard. He's like a rock and roll Santa Claus.
Yeah, he looks like
The-
ZZ Top.
What's
He
his
looks like
name again?
he looks like he's consistently on meth.
What's his name again?
Rick Rubin.
Rick
Rick
Rubin.
Rubin.
He's an American record producer.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
that
looked
makes
him up.
sense too.
I looked
Yeah,
him up before, like when I was like, okay, who the fuck is this guy? I got really mad. Oh no, he's not bald. He just has like really weird hair. He looks like a
No,
fucking, he looks like
Father
if you got him like,
Christmas.
who is a yogi who's kind of crazy and like, like he's sitting by the fire, some shit. Like his hair is continuously just like, oh man,
looks like a
Cranky
mad
Kong.
scientist.
Cranky Kong?
From Donkey Kong, he looks like Cranky Kong.
I never played that game.
Like the ones where his hair is like bald on the top, but like not on the side. And he's got like a really long beard. I'll find Cranky Kong and show you a picture. Um,
Anyway, yeah, he's a record producer and he's done a lot of like really big record producing
Mm-hmm.
and
things.
that makes a lot of sense though, because
9-time Grammy Award winner.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
if he's a music producer, then he wouldn't like I think it would be a little bit harder to
Def Jam Records, Columbia Recordings,
yeah, I
Epic
think it would be a
Recordings.
little
Like,
bit
yeah.
harder to like oh
What?
oh no, I don't know what I just did. I think I just started screen recording. Um, okay, I'm good. I was trying to add a picture to the chat and I couldn't do it. Um, anyway, uh if he's like a if he's like one of these record producers that like his feelings really matter in producing certain situations like that, I could see how he
Mm-hmm.
would uh have that certain perspective.
I think with like the collaboration he's doing with the artists, he has to flex with each of the different artists and like how they like to work, and then kind of like give them the right, I want to say framework, or like the right environment to help them be producing their best work. So maybe
Yeah.
that's a lot of
Mm.
what's influencing what he's talking about, but it doesn't sound like he's very like pushing what he wants on the artists. I think he's freeing up them to do what they do best.
Yes. Yeah. And
That's what it
apparently he's
seems
good at
like.
that.
Yeah,
Right.
because there's a lot of big names that go to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It almost feels like, you know, to be fair, it is very Buddhist of him to be like, you could do this, or you could do this. You could do this. What if you did this?
Hmm.
Like,
None of it matters.
I saw a yellow cat in the road. It was this. Let me tell you how that applies to this.
Yes, he looks like a guru.
Okay, Taylor, I just sent you Cranky Kong on your phone.
Oh. I had my notes open here. Where's the chat in this?
Oh, I texted it to you because I couldn't figure it out.
Oh,
Because I
uh, oh, my sister just sent me a picture of her new stickers. Oh my God, they're so cute. I can't wait. She's releasing a collection of pottery that we collaborated on Friday.
Oh, tell everybody they won't get it by Friday, but tell everybody your sister's website so that they can
Yeah,
go find the
it's
stickers.
well, the all of her stuff's going to be on my website, including the
Okay.
stickers. But her screen name is hello_succulent.
Yes.
Ooh, that's
Yeah.
easy to remember.
Yeah,
Fun
she
story.
does
I
paint.
followed her before I even knew Taylor.
Really? You did?
Yeah,
Holy shit.
I think
Why?
so.
I mean, her work is totally worth it, but like, how did that, I wonder how that happened.
I have no idea.
Maybe it was one of
Yeah.
those things the algorithm knew that Taylor was looking
Yeah,
at it
it might
and
have been.
engaging with
Yeah.
it, and then they knew that, you all cross paths and
Okay,
Yeah,
but
friends.
did you
maybe
see
so.
Cranky Kong?
Oh, no. Oh, he does look like Cranky Kong. Yeah, 100%.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow, what?
She expected more of a reaction, apparently.
Oh.
No, I was just saying that was the most ADHD moment I've been in a while.
Well, because I, because I looked at my other text message first, and
Yes.
yeah, and then we got into a whole sidetrack. I mean, okay, listeners, you might wonder what I was doing 8 minutes before we began the podcast recording.
Finishing
I
the
want you to
podcast.
I want you to take your best guess on what I was doing. Just send it to me on Instagram at Backyard Kiln and then listen to what I was actually doing. Actually, do you guys have any guesses?
Finishing the audiobook.
No, wrong.
No,
I did
she
that
finished it, or they
15
finished
minutes.
it.
I did
15
that
minutes.
15 minutes before. This is like 5 minutes
Okay.
before.
She's
Okay.
only 15 minutes better than us.
I am.
5 minutes before, were you gardening outside?
I was outside, but I was not gardening. Nope, I was behind my garage looking for the perfect stick.
The perfect stick.
Did I find the perfect stick? Perhaps.
Maybe
Here they
three.
are. Here are some options that I found. And I was like, yeah, I've got time. I can get in there in time.
Yeah, Belly finds the perfect stick every day. Um,
Oh.
yeah. Okay, so, yep.
Yep,
Ryan.
yep.
I liked the one part that I did like. I like there's a little bit about kind of like healthy detachment where
How
Oh
far did you
you
get
yeah.
in, Ryan? How far did you get in?
I got in like 75% of it. So
Okay.
I think a little bit further than you did.
Yeah, I was at 60, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
Um yeah, and the healthy detachment was kind of some of that was detaching from focusing on what the end result was and kind of the customer feedback on how that end result is and just focusing on producing your best work. Some of
Hmm.
that is maybe shutting off other distractions to actually focus on what you're doing and be like intentional in what you're making. Um, and then kind of thinking about how does that kind of how how does that work when you run a business where you have to rely on income or you're trying to, sales might be important to how you actually
live.
keep doing what you're doing
Yeah.
Yeah.
and like how detached can you be or is it like you have to be situational with it where you reflect on a show after you do it but you don't completely like shift
Focus on
what you
it.
were planning on making all
For the next one,
as a
just based on that.
reaction because
Yeah.
of some customers
Yeah.
that said something that maybe were like, "Oh, you should make butterbells," and then all of a sudden you're like, "Well,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna spend the next week making butterbells."
Don't do that. They will never buy them.
Yep.
That is
So
the
True.
trap we have all fallen into. You know what you should make? No, I do know what I should make. You shut up.
That's why I always say, you know what? My friend makes these.
yeah,
Yes.
have some friends on deck that you can send them to.
Yeah.
I've got a friend who makes butterbells. I do.
Yep.
That's almost all she makes, and she's real good at them. I'm
Yep.
not doing that shit. I'm not doing dog mugs. I'm not doing it.
Or
I have
like
a friend who's really good at dog mugs, and I'm not doing it.
travel
P.S.
mugs or travel
Great,
tumblers. I've got some
great
referrals
April
for that.
Fool's joke.
Thank you. My April Fool's joke on Threads was that I was going to make dog mugs.
Oh.
Yeah. Can
Haha.
I can I say something a little off subject?
As if you haven't already, like 30 times. Why are you asking permission? Go, go, go.
Um, did you guys realize that April Fool's was on Passover this year?
Oh, no.
How
That's
Yeah, I'm
ironic.
random.
looking at the
That's very
calendar.
random.
But how ironic,
Why is
right?
it ironic?
Because
Yeah, why is it
Jesus is
ironic?
like, guys, I'm gonna die. April Fools.
I was thinking about the significance to Jewish people of Passover, but okay. Not
Yeah, I
everything's
was
about
like, I don't.
Jesus. He's trying to get in on everything, take over everything.
Are you kidding me? Passover was like the best April Fool's joke that lived.
Oh my God.
Send
Okay,
all
sorry.
requests back to Becca Otis at Five Lines Pottery.
Yeah, yeah. Any complaints go straight to her.
Does not
Don't
represent the
involve
ideas of
us
all wheel talk.
or
Okay, but to
me.
be fair, I said that joke to Sephora and they laughed. They almost cried.
I just didn't get the irony of it, but I mean, all right. I mean, now that you
You didn't?
explain it, yeah, but
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't get it initially. I'm just like, okay, it's just a day. I mean,
It would have been
also,
funnier if Easter was on April Fool's Day
You're
where did
right.
or
like,
Good Friday.
or where did like April Fools start? Is that actually, is there significance of like why that's a thing?
Oh my God, you guys, we cannot get off on this right now.
All
Okay,
right,
We
we'll
gotta
I'll
talk
just,
about it later.
focus.
we'll just Google. All right, did anybody have any thoughts about the detachment stuff that I mentioned
Yes, I
or
thought that was good.
enjoy that
Also,
part?
it was definitely part of the whole Buddhist philosophy again, which I think that's a really good practice to have. I think that the idea he said, like, imagine if something's going on in your life that like you're watching it happen to someone else. And like, oh, I wonder what our hero will do next. What an interesting thing to happen. What an interesting setback. What will
Yeah,
happen now? Like, instead of like wanting to kill someone
right.
or whatever, however you feel about your clients.
That was a bit that was a bit extreme. A
I,
little.
Perimenopause is doing a deal on me, you guys. It's the rage is real. No, I don't really want to kill anybody right now. But I thought there were some really cool ideas. Like he says, art is a cloud that's constantly rearranging, and the same ideas are put forth in a kind of a different configuration, and that's kind of like a universality. And I thought that was cool. I never thought about it
Yeah.
like that.
Mhm.
What did you think about when he was talking about like how Andy Warhol um like didn't actually make his paint like
That
hiring
was
out
crazy. Yes, he hired
essentially.
someone else to craft it and then called it his.
Yeah, what did you think about that? Because there's a lot of potters that do that.
There are?
Hell
Oh, I
yeah.
guess like they imply they oh my God,
They
employ.
employ,
They
yeah.
employ other people to like throw their forms or they
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, yeah,
And
that's
like who's
Like
that famous glass guy? The
Chihuly?
Chihuly.
Chihuly, he does that too. Like sometimes he does it badly, but sometimes he hires like local people from the country he's in.
Oh, that's cool. I love his stuff. I've been to like 3 or 4 of his shows and I just think they're amazing. I love the glass in the landscape and it's just great.
I I
I
like the
mean,
balls in the boat.
I mean, I think you can. I think there's, yeah, the best like. It sounds like Andy Warhol was a good like idea person, but maybe he wasn't the best crafts person of like executing on things and
Right.
separating that as a separate skill of okay, like yes, part of the art is actually coming up with the ideas and going that way, but also being able to execute has a certain level of skill, and you need to learn that as well.
Hey, it's Taylor here from Backyard Kiln to tell you again how amazing my L&L kiln is. I bought it secondhand out of someone's carport with no idea if it even worked, and I learned to replace the elements and the controller and the thermocouples and install a vent system all from their free video support library. They've designed these kilns to be so user serviceable, it doesn't take a whole lot of know-how or any fancy tools. I had never touched a kiln before, and I was able to do basic maintenance just after watching some videos. And if I ever had a question or wasn't sure what to do, I just emailed or called their customer service line, and they were able to help me right away. Even now, they still help me out for free, even though it is a super old kiln, like older than my teenager, and still working perfectly, unlike my teenager. You know, the kiln does not complain, and it does what I ask it to the first time. Anyway, if you are thinking about buying a kiln or upgrading the one you have, definitely consider L&L. They are all I want to use for the rest of my pottery career. Check them out at hotkilns.com. That's HOTKILNS.com. Okay, back to the show.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting because like he did kind of like I do think that he did verbalize it well, like how he verbalized how like there's sections of art, you know?
Mm.
Mm.
Like there's the person that thinks it, there's the person like if you're all those persons, that's great, but sometimes there's the person that thinks it, there's the person that does it, you know? Like um
The
and
vision, the
there
execution, and the like
yeah.
results or something. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like the three.
And I thought that was kind of interesting. And I mean, especially in the pottery world, we have production potters that do a lot of shit that like nobody realizes that they don't do it. Like Justin Rothschild, he doesn't make all of his pieces, but he paints them all, you know?
Hmm.
And there's nothing wrong with that. But there is like this stigma, I believe, that there is, you know?
Yeah, it almost feels like you're passing off someone else's work as your work when you're
Yeah.
doing kind of more of a directorial. Like a film director doesn't write the screenplay, they don't act, they don't put the
Right.
lights, they don't do the sound, they may not edit it, like they're just the person who makes the big picture decisions and then they delegate everything else. And I mean,
Hmm.
I think as an artist to be part of a collective like that is really cool, but on a film, everyone gets their credit at the end.
Yeah.
And
But like on a cup, nobody gets the credit.
yeah, it's like who made this? We don't know.
Yeah.
But it's still got the maker's mark of the person who is running the thing. And that I think that's where the disconnect is for me.
Or the
Yeah.
company. I mean, how does it differ if it's a company name? And it's not John O.
Well,
Pandolfi, it's Gravesco, or it's,
right.
Yeah.
Ross Shank Studios or whatever.
Well, I think if that's the case, then you don't think that it was one person. Whereas with the Andy Warhol thing, it's his name.
It's his
Like
name.
it's not like Andy Warhol Company Limited, you know?
Hmm.
Well, I mean, that's a very, like, that's just like Justin Rosshank, Like, that's his name. And I don't know if I'm spilling any secrets that people make his cups for him, but they do. Um,
Mostly like the mugs, like the political
yeah,
pottery
just the mugs, but I
part.
mean, like,
I
they're
don't know if it's
his
all of it or
style.
just the
Like, it's
mugs.
not like he's not doing work. He's
Hmm.
Hmm.
still, he's still doing work. It's just like maybe his demand is higher than, than like what he can create.
And it's
Yeah,
kind of like created by or made by versus like designed by. So
Right.
like maybe that person is designing it, but not actually making it. And then where's that
right.
distinction? How much do you need to communicate to the person buying it to say this is exactly how it's made, and then they can decide whether it's worth it or not to
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it worth it? Let me work it.
put my
Is
thing
that a
on, flip
song
it, and
lyric? I don't
reverse
know what
it.
it is.
It is.
Yes. Hmm.
I'm so behind the times with the music these days.
That's like a 1990s or 2000 song
Yeah.
from
Oh,
Missy
I wasn't
Elliott
allowed
called
to
"Work
listen
It."
to I wasn't allowed to listen to secular music then, so
Oh, that's a good point.
that's my excuse. I was listening to VeggieTales. Every now and then I'll just text Becca some VeggieTales lyric.
You know
Anytime I
that
think of one, I just text it to her.
you know that when I'm in a bad mood or like I'm like sad or whatever, Andrew will pull up any of the silly songs with Larry's.
Barbara Manatee is a great group.
Barbara Manatee,
Manatee, manatee.
you mean so much to me.
Not the lyric. That's not the lyric.
I don't care. No, it is.
It's "You Are the One for Me."
Oh, you are. But he does say that later.
I don't think so.
I think he does. Anyway, moving on.
Whatever.
Um, yeah. So,
I had questions for you guys.
okay.
Sure.
Let's see. And I'm sorry, my chair's making so much noise. I'm not farting, I
We
swear.
can't hear it
We
because of
can't
the
hear
background noise.
it.
Good.
The
All
Zoom
right.
blocks it out,
Well,
so
then
that's good.
I could just fart and no one would know. Okay.
Actually, I
So
farted last episode, and I'm curious if anybody heard
did
it.
anybody catch it? Easter egg.
I don't,
Okay,
I don't know.
continue.
Well, it's not out yet, so well, by the time this is
Um,
out, it will be.
oh, okay.
What questions you got?
Scrolling through all of my, I just like whenever I listen to one of these, like I'll pause it right when I have a thought and just like say things into my notes app. Um, this man could have died from a ruptured appendix and sepsis because he went into a bookstore. My God. Uh, um,
Must avoid bookstores.
yeah, that means we shouldn't go into bookstores. You may die. Okay, here it is. So he was talking about the idea of like seasonality and living with the seasons. And I have been trying to do more and more. I've noticed like I'm just not productive when in the wintertime, especially late wintertime. Like I don't really do a lot of creative stuff. Don't go to the basement. It's cold, it's dark. I just want to like play video games and escape to a different land until the sun comes back. And I am curious if you guys also like do anything seasonally that's not like tied to capitalism or like the holidays, but like with your art practice, do you find that things change or
Hmm.
your schedule or your work changes? Like I do a lot
I
of florals in the spring.
I find that my I work better when it gets darker sooner.
Really?
She's a
Yeah.
night owl. She wants it to feel like night early.
Mm.
Yeah, so I don't know, and I've always felt that way. Like especially when I owned the shop, especially when I owned the shop, because there was like windows in the front, so you knew what time it was. It
Mhm.
was like once the night came, I was like on it.
So interesting.
Hmm.
But it
And so
was
that's not seasonal per se, but it is in a way.
circadian. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
What about you, Ryan?
I I would say it's more what is on my schedule in front of me. Like when the immediate schedule is demanding that, hey, there's a lot of shows in front of me, I need to be more productive. I would say that drives me more than just urges of what I want to be doing.
Mm,
Because like in the winter, there's not as much urgency.
that's
Mm,
true.
So
yeah.
but it's also negative in a way because it caused me to feel like I'm never caught up enough when it's the
Oh,
spring and the early in the year. I might have the most pots available in the studio, but I've had shows where you sell a lot and then you feel depleted and you're like, "Oh shit, well I got to keep up the pace because I got another one in 2 weeks. How am I going to do that?" And you feel behind. And I'm kind of I felt that after shows and it kind of moves forward in time and I can kind of feel it at times now with the anticipation of shows coming up, which could it could adjust the kind of level of quality of the work that I'm making or decisions of like I might lean more towards something that I can produce in volume quicker over something that's slower
okay, okay.
and like making bigger work, fewer bigger pieces versus
Mhm.
something that I can crank out a lot of in a shorter period of time.
Like spoon rests?
Yeah. Well, actually, funny enough, I've made 15 spoon rests or garlic graters this whole year. So I've
Holy
not
crap.
prioritized that. I've been prioritizing other things, but Yeah, that's an example. I mean, usually I would be cranking out spoon rest because I want to get those numbers up early in the year. But yeah, I would say
What's wrong with you, Ryan?
that's most of my how I would answer that.
You're dictated more by your show schedule than by the actual. But the
Yeah.
seasons dictate the show schedule, so ergo, ipso
Yeah.
facto.
I mean, like lately this like the weather's been great. I feel like I want to be outside a little bit, but I still am pulled to do stuff in the studio because I gotta like make stuff. I gotta utilize the days like I can. But I am feeling that a little bit more recently.
Yeah, I definitely want to be out in the, and I need to be out in the garden more. We have such a big garden, and I end up doing a lot of the planting, and um, Sophie does a lot more maintenance, but I do a lot of like the what are we planting this year, and
Mm-hmm.
things that require more forethought than she
Very
generally has.
similar in our businesses. What seeds
Yes.
are we planting this year? How much
Mm.
nurturing do they need early in the year? Do we plant them late? What happens if you plant them late?
I
Well,
was
they don't bloom, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yep. Where did I? This is
Hmm.
confusing. I'm confusing myself with this
And then I
line.
was I was kind of thinking we actually planted a bunch of daffodils. We like dug up a bunch
Huh?
last year and we
Mm-hmm.
planted them in the front and they're so immature that they don't have any blooms on them. But then it's like, okay, you plant them now, they're probably going to be pretty stunted. They're not going to be mature enough. And then next
Mm-hmm.
year they will be bloomed enough and actually start to show a little bit. So,
Yep.
yeah,
I
hopefully
found
that,
out. Oh, go ahead.
hopefully that works as well for our, not giving up on things in our businesses too early and giving them time to mature and bloom.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
way
I
to bring
find
that
that.
back, Ryan.
Yeah. Well done.
Yes.
That
I
was impressive.
I found out recently that if you plant daffodil seeds, it will take them 3 to 5 years to bloom, which is why we buy the tubers instead.
Seeds different than the bulbs
Yep.
because we have
Because the,
bulbs.
the bulbs have already been growing a few years when you buy them.
That's why they're
Okay.
bulbs.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So seeds 3 to 5 years and bulbs.
They can bloom that same year.
Okay. Yeah.
Ours did. We had
Maybe
a bunch of them this year. New ones.
welcome to our new podcast about plants.
Gardening with potters.
Honestly, though, I've never met a potter that wasn't a gardener.
Yeah, we like to play in the dirt. It just comes with
Are
the
you a
Good.
gardener,
territory.
Becca?
I've gardened my fair share. If I have the money to buy the things, I like to garden
What stuff do
because
you have to buy?
dirt,
Dirt mulch.
dirt mulch, um,
Plants.
fucking a place to put them. Like I've done it in Rubbermaids before.
Oh, okay.
Um,
If only you
because
knew a
like
potter.
yeah, but like when you're planting a squash or a bunch of beans, you want them to be
Yeah, it
in.
needs to be a lot.
But I do like to garden. I'm not great at it. I'm not great at it at all. But I love fresh vegetables, except for tomatoes. I don't like tomatoes, so like it's and like I mean I'll eat a tomato, but I feel like that's like tomatoes are the fucking mug of vegetables. Like Jesus
Yes,
Christ.
it's so true.
I was like, I
And
don't
it's
know if we're
like
spoiled because our region is so easy to. I feel like growing up making having grown tomatoes was like the thing. I don't know if that's just like the easiest
Everybody
thing to
loves to
grow in our
plant
region or
tomatoes.
what. And peppers, I feel like green peppers were always really
Peppers,
common.
yeah.
you know what I did do this year that I'm kind of excited to see if it does anything. I don't think it will. I didn't get any seeds or anything, but I did have a pepper the other day that had a sprout on the inside, and
Oh,
I just put it out in the dirt,
yep.
and I have no idea where I put it. So
We'll find out in 3 months or so.
Hmm.
Peppers really
yeah,
like hot weather.
yeah. So and it's like in the shade kind of, but it still gets sun in the morning. Um, so, but yeah. Anyway, Taylor, you want to do our episode on gardening?
Yes, I'll be happy to. We
Okay,
could
let's
bring
do that.
Sophie in because she's an ecologist and
Ooh.
and
Let's
she
do that
knows
because
about pollinators.
literally, I bet every single person listening is like, I garden.
I'll ask her.
Like,
Gardening
We'll
for
talk does
potters.
gardening.
we were
Yeah,
gonna
we
do
could
it on
talk
to,
about Oyas. We can talk about what makes a good plant pot.
yeah,
Yeah, we
Mm.
could tie it back
and
to
we could just
pottery.
talk about plants.
Yeah.
Um, because we were trying to figure out what we wanted to do our episode on, and all we came up with was depression, and that sounded depressing.
No,
So,
nobody needs another depression episode.
We gotta
I'm
have
not
like
doing it.
50 episodes between each depression episode, I think.
Agreed.
yeah,
Yeah.
Something like
Which
that.
is which sucks when you're living with it all the time.
yeah.
Yeah.
I had another question. Let's
Yeah, I
see.
was gonna say, did you have others that you
Yes, I
thought of?
did. Oh, so he was talking about different ways to access your subconscious. For instance, sometimes when people are sick, they find that they are much more creative. And that is actually true for me. When I have a fever, I've got ideas out the wazoo. I take notes. I'm like, oh, I could throw like 100 pots right now if I didn't feel like shit. Like,
I never knew that. I never knew that was a thing.
yeah, I didn't either. I thought it was just me until I read this.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's more of us. But like gets you into an altered state, which is
Yeah, that's
crazy.
wild.
Yeah, and for someone like me who can't tolerate any kind of drugs that aren't pharmaceuticals, um, there are limited ways to get into an altered state. So,
Yeah.
Facts.
I don't know that I relate to that exactly, but I wonder kind of what the science is behind that. Is it your immune system kind of overcompensating and it's kind of opening some things up that you don't really.
is it
Are
the
you telling
fever
us you're
dream?
perfect, Ryan?
No, I'm saying I don't feel more inspired when I get sick, like
I'm
you all are
kidding.
talking about.
Um,
I don't either actually. I was just saying I didn't know that was a thing. Um,
yeah, it is.
I
Hmm.
actually don't get sick very often, so I can't even tell you the last time I was sick, so because
Knock
I
on
am
wood.
perfect.
Yes, we
Um,
know.
no, I'm kidding.
Um, I had another question. Oh, I this was not a question, but I think this is a really great point that he made, which is there are two different types of questioning your art. The first is questioning whether your piece could be better, and the second is questioning whether you cannot create anything good.
Ooh.
Whether
And
you cannot create anything good.
yep,
Ooh.
I've seen students go through that and they quit when they decide they can't do anything good.
Mm,
They're like, I
yeah.
can't throw. I
Yeah,
just can't throw.
is it pressure? Is it just too much self-imposed
Doubt.
pressure?
I don't know,
Doubt.
but
I'll
that's
tell you what
you
it is.
can't
This
go
is
on that
supposed
way.
to be fun. Why isn't this fun?
The first Potter's block. And you're like, wait, this is hard actually. And you get past that like exciting beginner stage where you're like, oh, I can make anything. And then you're like, wait, I can't. And then it gets hard and then you gotta you gotta work to get
Hmm.
your skill. Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah, man,
For
I
me,
fucking
I
hate
could see
that.
some of that if you're I feel like too much stimuli, taking in too much information, looking at too much Instagram, looking at too too
Too much
much
comparison.
too much comparison rather than just focusing on yourself. I think there was a part in there he was talking about just improving yourself and not your pot should not be judged against other people's work or your business or whatever. Like that's their journey to go on. That's the it's not going to copy and paste to you. So like you need to focus on comparing yourself to yourself and are you improving? And
Yeah,
I
are you
think the
improving? Yeah.
distraction, just like maybe that's part of the healthy detachment, focusing on yourself, focusing on your work, like being intentional and I think that's probably a big part of it, like having those expectations of what it's going to be like and what you see other people doing it and making it look so easy. They can do it. Why can't I do it?
Hmm. I laugh so hard whenever Threads loves to bring me the posts that say like, I've never thought about doing pottery before, but it looks so relaxing. I'm gonna try it. And I'm always like, fam, do not. Like sometimes I'll leave a message and I'm like, it's harder than it looks. Don't give up right away.
You're going to
But
suck at first.
everyone sucks for the first couple of years, so just like bear that in mind. Um,
And if you don't, you're a prodigy,
yeah.
but you still
Oh,
suck.
he brought up pottery very, very little in this book, but he did, of course, talk about kintsugi.
Oh yeah, what
Oh
Oh
a
my
fucking
yes,
God.
cliche.
the kintsugi.
And he was like, and it becomes stronger than before or some shit. And I was like, don't perpetuate that. That is
No, it
such a
fucking
lie.
doesn't.
It becomes a piece you can put on your fucking desk and go, oh, I fixed it.
And charge a lot more money for it.
Yeah, it's not stronger. You can't make coffee in that shit.
It's
Don't.
perceived value.
Well, gold does have value, but that's also perceived. It's just a mineral, but um or a metal. Anyway, that was annoying.
That
Uh
was annoying. Of course it had to have fucking Kintsugi.
yeah, I was annoyed by that. What conventions? So he was talking about how we did you guys get to the part about like the supercomputer beating that guy who was really good at Go?
Echo, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So like he was talking about how we have all these conventions because of what we've been told by our teachers or the art world or people who've come before us. There are certain conventions for your art form, and it's cool to try to get outside of that, like you never
Hmm.
learned those things, and create from outside of that. And I was wondering what conventions limit our pottery making.
I'm breaking the rules. What rules could
Yeah,
be
what
broken?
rules can we break?
Hmm.
For me, the rules are like, don't make it too thick. Like it will explode.
Yeah. Or
Things
the
like that.
yeah, the ease in which people say that you can and can't like fire, the pacing of it, or the like tightness of the kiln, or these things like you can't put it too close to the elements, or you can't fire it that close because it's not gonna be even, or
Hmm.
you have to vent this way because it's gonna impact that. Like I think a lot of that's just I don't know. You just pass down like that's how it's taught.
Yes.
So I just do it that way. I don't want to something's gonna bad's gonna happen. I don't know. Just try it.
Yes. And sometimes you try it and you find out why.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's why you don't put wet pieces in the kiln. Um, but I put wet pieces in the kiln because I have a 6 hour hold and they're fine. But
Yeah, I think the computer programs probably give us a lot of grace on what we can and don't want to do. Like, why would
yes.
you risk frying something so wet because you're gonna have to babysit it if you had a kiln setter? Like, why would you want to do?
Oh yeah.
Or,
I'd have to put it in my oven,
yeah,
you
I've done
know.
that.
Which is, I mean, that's essentially what I do. I just load it and set it to 200 degrees for 6 hours and it dries
Yeah.
out and then away you go. But,
hmm
Yeah.
like form wise, I wonder what like conventions we are
a little bit more weight on the bottom, not having to trim. I don't know.
not
Becca, what do
having to
you think?
trim. That's a good one. I love that Becca taught me how not to trim.
I do my best.
Yeah. Now I don't have to. I can do it if I want, but I don't have to.
I'm not gonna lie. I heard everything you said,
But
but
you didn't comprehend it.
all I was thinking about was the Smart Guy episode where they play chess against a computer and he makes a dumb move. And it's essentially the same thing.
I think that's probably what he was referring to in the book.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, all these teachers have taught these are the moves you should
That this is
make.
a dumb move and the
And
computer made it and it won. Yeah.
right. And then he
But
was
also
like,
I th
shit,
it
I can't beat that. Like I'm only within this set of knowledge. Like I can't do the things that yeah.
but this part was the part of the whole like book that I started saying like this just sounds like a whole shit ton of excuses.
Oh, for what?
Just like everything. Like I lost my tape.
I mean,
Um
he was encouraging you to find the rules and then determine when to break them.
Yeah.
I know that, I understand that. Well, okay, to be fair, I ended right at that, like right at that when they were talking, he was talking about it. But at the beginning, like But right before that, he was talking about Andy Warhol. Right before that, he was talking about something else.
Or your environment, supporting creativity. How do you make your environment?
Making mess ups, doing stuff like that. Like, and it just like everything he was saying in my mind, I was like, if you took this the wrong way, like if you didn't take this with the context you're giving, it would sound like you're just being like, maybe you shouldn't try that hard. And if you fuck up, it'll turn out great. Like, if you don't have that intention, it'll be fine, you know?
I didn't get
But
that at all.
really, that's how I felt. But
No.
I also was sitting in my hammock.
Maybe you were wanting to not try hard because you were sitting in your hammock.
Probably.
I mean, that's the place to do it. I was driving to Ryan's mom's house when I was reading that part.
Wait, does that mean you got the book?
I did. I picked it up today.
Oh, thank you.
Yo, thank you. I'm
Yeah, well,
excited to read it.
maybe that'll make it on the list next time and we can cover that one.
Wait,
Come
is that the book
on.
that we got for Ansika?
Yeah, Anatomy of a
Yes.
Good Pot.
I need
Did
to
you
send
send
that to
it to
you, Becca.
me?
I did not.
Oh, you sent it to you and then you're shipping it to me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Um, take your time. It's fine. Uh,
You won't
I
read it
say
till the day
that.
before anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's a picture book.
And
It's
then
got
she'll be like,
pictures.
I left it at the car. I left it in the car.
So I don't have it, and I didn't read
I
it
What's
had to put
anyway.
funny,
shoes on to go to the car.
It's too much
what's
work.
funny is that I was gonna say that last week my audio sounded really echoey in the episode, and I'm pretty sure it's because of this room.
Yes,
And
I hear it now.
yeah, and
From the audio engineer.
and, and I was gonna say at the beginning of this episode, I'll get my speaker next week. It's just in the van.
Your speaker?
Your mic?
Yeah.
Oh,
I guess I could just hang up a. Should I just hang up a tapestry?
that's not going to do it.
I
You
think you
Oh.
should
need
just get your mic.
you need to treat your floors like your floors need to have rugs, and your walls need to have something substantial on them if you don't want a lot of
Okay,
echo. So
but
like
if I put my mom's quilt up on the wall, would that work?
that could work, but it's
Okay.
not going to change your floor reflections, and it's not going to stop any other reflections in the room. But putting up your
Okay.
mom's quilt will definitely help.
So she could just put the quilt over top of her
I've
Yeah,
and
recorded
just
in those conditions.
like ghost
like a
sessions.
ghost.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
Yeah.
like a nice, colorful quilted
I
ghost.
could make a tent. I could make a recording tent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been there. First of all, it's very fucking hot.
It sounds like it.
It's incredibly hot. And I know you're not producing professional audio, but I have to tell you this story because it's very funny. At the beginning of my voiceover career, I was like, how little can I get away with? Because I have no money.
As
So
we
I got
do.
a rolling laundry rack and I covered it with a blanket and I got a little lavalier mic like you would get for 15 bucks from Radio Shack or Amazon. Radio Shack doesn't exist anymore, Taylor, you're sold. And I plugged it into my phone and I sent it off to this little place called Internet Jock, which is like a cheap ass place to buy professional voiceovers. And he emailed me back and was like, that would never be acceptable audio quality. And I was like, oh, I'm so embarrassed.
Dang.
He was like, he really laid into me, like he ripped me apart.
That's not
But
very nice.
he ended up hiring me later, so and then
I
I ended
saw
up
your
quitting.
persistence, your
Yeah,
improvement.
he did see my improvement thanks to a loan from my mentor who helped me buy my equipment and then I paid him back. Um, yeah, no, it was just really embarrassing. And I mispronounced the name of Oregon. I said Oregon.
You know what? Some people do that. That's just the way it is.
I
Oregon
know,
Trail.
but when you don't know how a he was like, when you don't know how a native person pronounces that and it's supposed to run in their market, you must
Ooh.
ask the producer like how to pronounce it. Like he really laid into me. Um, he was crazy.
Mm.
They were. I had to like. Well, anyway, it doesn't matter.
Hey, it's Taylor, here to tell you about another great way to improve your pottery making. If you've ever wished your carving tools were just a little more flexible, Bushcraft might be worth a look. The Dragonfly system from Bushcraft lets you either grab a single handle and blade to get started, or go with the Starter Detail Kit, which comes with 3 handles and 8 blades, so you can try out a range of marks and keep multiple tools ready to go. The handle feels really natural, more like holding a pen, and everything locks in tight. And when you want to switch blades, it's quick. You don't need any extra tools. They offer a lot of blade shapes depending on how you like to carve, from fine detail work to more aggressive cuts. And the nice part is, it's not expensive to keep up with. Replacement blades are affordable, so you can actually use them as much as you want. If you want to check it out, head to bushcraft.shop and use code BKWheelTalk26 for 15% off your order. That's BUSCHKRAFT.shop and use code BKWheelTalk26. Some exclusions may apply. Okay, back to the show.
I made a lot of money off of them, and then they weren't paying me what I was worth, so then I moved on. That's all.
Did you leave gracefully?
I did.
How?
I said thank you so much for all the opportunities and the jobs you've given me, and I am, but because of the usage terms, I've learned that that's not a good fit for me, and I am not going to be working for you anymore, and I wish you all the best.
Nice.
So,
Short and sweet.
and I think he said like, I had a feeling you'd move on soon or something like that. Um, like I was too good for it. Or
Yeah, you're
maybe
too
that was
good
the
for
other
them.
website.
You'd outgrown it in a
Yes,
way.
that's exactly right. I had out my skill had outpaced what
Mm. And
they
if
were
you have a
offering.
So,
good manager or somebody that's leading you, they want that for you. They want you to
Yep,
outgrow your space and be
yep,
on to the new pastures.
that's right.
so what you're telling us is you're perfect.
I mean, obviously. I did a hair
Um,
flip for those listening.
can I tell you a very quick question or a very quick story about
Yes,
something similar, but not really?
yes.
When I was when I was like starting out and I lived in Seattle area, went down to Oregon, and and I found this place called Mossy Creek Pottery, which is like the cutest stinking like pottery selling boutique that's in the forest. And I ended up actually selling there, but while I was there, I saw this potter, and it's James Diem, Diem. And I've said this on the podcast before, but I was just like blown away at his pottery.
Mm.
It's like rainbowy with textures and like
Ooh.
beautiful,
Yeah, he's got cool
right?
pots.
Yeah, he's got really cool pots. And so I later after that, I was like, I really want to like do kind of like a pottery like research tour kind of. And so I emailed him and I was like, "Hey, I was
Ooh.
wondering if you could tell me 5 of your favorite potters and then I would love to like research them and then contact them and ask them their favorite part, and like going on
That
and
Hmm.
was
on.
a great idea.
Yeah, I thought it was a good idea too. Well,
He did
that
not.
was that was back in the day. I don't think I had a business yet really. And fun fact, I'm telling you this story to tell you this story. My favorite actor is Charlie Chaplin. If you don't know that by now, boo you. And my favorite movie for the longest time was The Great Dictator. So my email was thegreatdictator5@gmail.com. And when I emailed him, I accidentally emailed him on that email instead of my business email,
Oops.
Five Lines Pottery. And he emailed me back with the rudest fucking email saying, like, I don't have time for you. Like, you can research this shit on your own, blah, 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 blah. And then he
Whoa.
said, and also you should really like consider having a different email because I'm sure that I don't know, maybe he like wasn't like film savvy. And so he thought that I was talking about Hitler. Maybe he thought I was a Nazi.
Oh shit. Well,
Not
I'd
the
be
best
mean to you
first
too if you
impression
were a Nazi.
from a email address, huh?
Yeah, and like but like, now I don't use that, obviously. But but yeah, it was one of those like you there's no way from that email you couldn't tell that I was like a young Potter, and
Right.
he gave me like no grace, And
That's
it was
sad.
interesting. So anyway, don't recommend his pottery. No,
Now you just
a
need to
little
send the
dick. No,
exact same email like 15 years later
I
hmm
should.
and see what he says.
I should. I should email him and be like, I just want you to know that like that made a lasting impression on me.
And not for the better.
Yeah, because it really did. And like the way that you treat other people, even when like there's no way he thought I had bad intentions.
Right.
Because I think I was like, I love your pottery so much. Oh my God, blah 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 blah. You know? Yeah.
Hmm.
I would never do that to somebody now.
No.
And yeah. Anyway, but that was just kind of like how, he like railed into you. I also
Yeah.
got the same type of thing, but mine was a little bit different, but it was the same.
Yes.
Um,
Hmm.
There's no reason to be mean to newbies.
mm-mm,
Someday they will be old bees.
old bees.
We just, when do you become an old bee? When do I get my
This should,
oldie
Oh,
is
card?
that going to be this episode title? There's no reason to be mean to newbies.
someday they
They
will be
might
old bees.
become old bees.
Old bee.
Yes.
Taylor,
That
were there other
or,
questions you had on there?
oh, go on.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. Go
Yes.
ahead. Or what,
Um.
Becca?
Oh, I was going to say something about the appendix. Go on.
mm. Uh. More of me ranting about his idea that creativity is a sentient being, blah, blah, blah. Uh, I love the idea where he said if you start at the same time, like every day, you don't have to decide when you're going to start. And as a
Hmm.
person who has a hard time deciding when I'm going to start and not starting because I don't know when I'm going to do it, like I haven't been down in the studio for like 4 days, 5 days, and I haven't made anything other than reclaim for like a week at least. Like I was like, all right, I'm bet. Like I'm setting an alarm for 5 p.m. every day, and I'll just go down there, even if I only make some little sculptural doodads or like,
Hmm.
or do some more reclaim. Then at least I'll have done something.
Right.
Yeah. Does he talk about not,
Ship every day.
Yeah,
yeah, ship every day? Does
every
he
day.
talk about not like, because we didn't hear this part, but does he talk about like not being guilty if you like for starting early or whatever?
No,
Because well, I was gonna add to that, like once
I
I
don't listen to that
realized
part. I thought that was past where you ended, Becca.
he wants you to be guilty.
he wants you to be guilty.
No, I'm just saying that.
Oh. Because I had a really hard time, especially when I started working at Gravesco. Uh, I would come into work at 9 a.m. and I would get done at 5, right? But if I came into work at 11 a.m. and I would still get done at 5. And that was when I really realized that like my brain doesn't work before 11 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
And so like as I've been on disability. By the way, I got my disability approved today.
Woohoo! Finally.
Hmm.
Yeah, thank God. As I've been on my disability, I for these risks, um, I've done nothing until 11 a.m. and then I'll start doing shit at 11 because I finally just accepted the fact that this body's not going to do that.
Hmm.
Yep. I had to
It's
do that
yeah,
too. It's hard because like for those of us who are creative in later hours, that's not when business is being done.
right. Yeah, and like Andrew gets home at like 3:15, that's when our work ends, and I'm really working from like 12 to 3:15,
Hmm
truly. And I would get the same amount done in that time than I would if I was starting at like 9.
I think this is really common for neurodivergent brains, particularly that we're not on a normal circadian schedule.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But anyway, I was just saying, don't feel guilty about that too.
Yes,
When you do
agreed.
set that time, don't feel guilty if it's like 5 p.m. or 2 p.m. or whatever, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I think in the I know in my day job I still there's also a different thing I was thinking about as you were talking about that is like if there's a deadline, if the deadline was Friday, you're probably going to take enough time and you'll get it done by Friday. But if they said the deadline's all of a sudden Wednesday, you're still going to figure out a way to get it done by Wednesday. You're just going to adjust
Mm,
how, you know, like you're talking about your compression of the time, like working
hmm
from 11 to 5. If your deadline was 5, but if they said, "Hey, the deadline's 1," you would probably figure out a way to make it work to get it done by 1.
It may not
Yeah,
be as good though.
Yeah, the speed and the efficiency and the like you're probably going to cut some corners, but at least for me, I feel like I still procrastinate. If there's nothing that's urgent, that's not really pushing to
yeah,
get done, I still take for fucking ever to get it done. And I'm going to
right,
find things to distract me when I could get all of my work done in like 2 hours. Why diddly daddly? Because I do diddly daddly and don't focus on it. And then
Really badly.
take I take like 8 hours to get something done that I could have got done in 2 hours.
right. Yeah, no, for sure. And like it just also like I don't know if he says this, but like, well, we've talked about this a little bit, but if you're neurodivergent with which a lot of Potters are, you probably need a buddy. I've been like calling Andrew at work, and he's been working, and I've been working at the same time. We were just on the phone together, right? Like nothing's really said that's helpful,
Hmm.
but
Yeah, what do they call it?
it's
It's
like buddy
it's like
something,
parallel play, but it's
parallel work or
yeah,
something like that.
yeah. Yeah, I find that's really helpful too. To some extent. Like sometimes I don't want somebody in there with me, like I want to listen to my audiobook and get in zone.
Yeah.
But other times, just having someone there, like when my students show up, I get down there and I do stuff because they're
Yeah.
there. Someone else is there,
Yeah.
I'm not by myself.
That's why we put Andrew's desk in here so he can play his game while I work.
Nice. I love
Yeah.
that.
So, and guess what? It works. Whoa.
I know. It's crazy.
There was a part kind of in the middle of the book, and Taylor, I don't know if you wrote any notes about this, but there was a portion talking about making a lot of repetition versus it said versus kind of waiting for inspiration, but how like volume is always gonna well, I don't know always, but that volume is more beneficial in repetition and iterating on something over focusing on being super intentional and like trying to be perfect. I mean, that kind of goes
Mm.
back to some story we read in another book. I think it was or maybe it was the Atomic Habits or something. But um there's another one that we read, Art of I can't remember, where he's
Yeah.
talking about the process of just doing the same thing and having better quality
Was
because
hmm
that the Art of War? No, the War of Art. No, the art. There's a lot of art books,
oh
man.
man, it was
I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember.
it was another one. But yeah, it was kind of talking about iteration, and then something I was kind of thinking about was, how much does the repetition and focusing on that kind of lead you to kill the creativity and just rather than
Yeah.
like opening you up to being more creative, you're just kind of robotic and just focusing on the repetition.
Yeah, I think you got to show up, but it's not necessary that you have to do the same thing every day, you know? I lost the end of my fishing line. I can't find it.
Well, I lost a roll of tape, and I've been looking for it for 20
Oh,
minutes. So
what do you need tape for?
I was gonna tape the back of this mug and do the straight lines.
Kintsugi?
Yeah,
Art and Fear is the other book that we were thinking
Art
of.
and
that's the
Fear.
one.
Art and Fear, yeah.
And then
Um,
I just took lotion out, and I can't find out where I put it.
Yep.
Like not but 2 seconds ago. I
Becca, I had a
hate my
question for
brain.
you in this area that they were talking about.
Okay.
Some parts of it are kind of like we strive for efficiency as we're kind of getting our craftsmanship up.
Oh
Do
yeah.
you ever feel like as you focus so much on getting more and more efficient that you kind of lead to feeling like stagnant, where you're kind of like, mm, I don't really feel
Uh,
like once you find the most efficient way to do something, you're like, okay,
like
accomplished,
it's
but
no
I
challenge.
don't want to keep doing this thing. Like,
Like
is
there's no challenge anymore.
yeah.
I think that it completely is a personally, I think that that is an impossibility.
Really? Speak more
I
on that.
I personally think that there is no way to be as efficient as possible. Like, there is always something you can improve on, and if there isn't, then you're not doing something like you've cut it out, right? So, and if you've cut it out because you weren't efficient at it, then you need to go back and make it efficient. Like, like I've been throwing the same cup for 20 years, 15 years or whatever, and I find something that I can fix every single time I do it. So I think that's bullshit,
Mhm.
personally. But
Mm,
but also that's from a brain that looks at every single possible thing that I could be doing
mm-hmm,
to figure out what I'm doing right or wrong. So if you don't have a super observant brain, then yeah, I could get super stagnant. But but there's a reason that like Dickelman or like fucking, sorry, Dick Layman or um or like, the greats that are throwing pots, like there's a reason they're still throwing them. And it's not because they're just they make money. It's because they find something new every single time they do it, you know?
mm-hmm,
Like that's what I feel. That's what I believe. I could be wrong, but I don't think that something every time you put a piece of clay down, every time you paint a stroke on a canvas, every time you do anything, there's a possibility for something to change from the time before, and that creates another possibility for you to fix what has changed.
mm-hmm.
So I don't think that there's ever a way to be stagnant if you're truly paying attention to what matters.
And that it sounds like just loving the process of making it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean like yeah, like there's people and I think you're a great example of this, Ryan. Like you can make the same thing over and over and over again, just like me. And there's different parts of the process that you're improving, that you're moving towards, like you're looking at. And even though sometimes you're like, maybe I don't want to focus on that right now, that doesn't mean that it changes. Like
Mm-hmm.
that baseline changes. If people say I can't do the same thing over and over again, they're not really looking at what they're making.
Mm. He's kind of talking about in the book, like actively observing what you're doing and paying attention,
Yeah,
being
personally,
intentional.
personally, I don't think, and this is coming right off the cuff. Personally, I don't think that there is any way to be bored with something if you're paying attention and you care about what you're making. Because it changes every single time. Clay changes every single time. It's not like you're cutting a piece of metal, you know, that's the exact same piece of metal every single time. You are molding a ball of clay that might be 1 ounce more, 1 ounce less. Like,
Hmm. Even if it is the same, you're stronger. You are more
yeah,
energized today. It's a nice day outside, or you ate
right.
a meal beforehand. I don't know. Yeah.
And I mean, like like I said, well, or I didn't really say this, but like I said in my brain, um, like if you're doing something with like products that don't actually change, like how I'm packing boxes at work or whatever. Like, yeah, you get bored of that. That's not changing. Like you can make that process faster to a point, but the physical item that you're working with is stagnant. And clay isn't stagnant. Paint isn't stagnant. Like you could get one tube of paint that's viscous and one tube that's like thick as fuck. Like and you have to work with it to figure out what to do with it. That's what I think.
Hmm. And the possibilities are endless. So
Yeah.
all up to your creativity.
What do you
That's
think,
some good
Taylor?
insight there.
I think that sounds like a great
I
takeaway from the book. That I don't know if you
yeah.
took that away from the book, but that was definitely focused on in early in the book as well as
I
kind
didn't
of
even hear that part.
that was at the very beginning, wasn't it, Taylor?
I don't remember.
Like focusing on and paying attention, being aware.
Oh, yeah. How to be aware of everything that you're doing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
noticing the small changes as you're making, adjusting your
Well,
processes to be
I
more efficient.
wasn't aware
Yeah.
of it
That
in the
must have
book.
been that must have been right after the Bible verse, and then you were
Yeah,
thinking
he
Probably
was
about
so
right
mad
after
about
the
that.
Bible verse and before the appendix. Right after and before.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
hmm. Okay.
I don't often say this like out loud, but I do feel that might have been some of the best information I've ever delivered.
And honestly, what you just said sounds counter to what you say all the time. I don't love this that much. You always say how much you're not passionate about pottery, but it sounds like you're passionate about that. You're passionate about the process, making
Yeah,
something
I'm
better.
passionate about doing the things. It could be anything.
But that's more important than actually having a happy with the finished result, in my opinion, to keep doing it.
Right. But I mean, what I'm saying is like you could give me a painting and tell me to do the same thing, and I'd be just as passionate about that as I am about doing the pots. So like it's more about the process of anything that is ever changing than it is
Then
about
it's not
the
pottery.
clay.
Mm.
Yeah.
There's
But I do
something
like clay. I think that that must be why it's kind of like stuck, you know?
there
Can't
was
get bored
something
with
you
clay.
said that made me remember, like there's a running thread through this book, and I cannot for the life of me remember what it is right now. And it keeps coming to me in flashes, and then I get distracted and
Do we
miss what
need
it
a
is.
do we need like a gong sound to kind of get us into the state?
Bong.
Yes.
I don't have a gong
I
here.
swear to God, it was just silent, like just quiet enough that I was like, fuck this fucking gong.
I didn't know if the gong was book ending that thought or it was starting a new
Yes.
thought.
It's each chapter, I think, is
Is it more
that's what
like,
the
Oh,
gong
but there's
is.
like 55, there's so many chapters.
Yeah.
can
But
I
there
tell
wasn't a
you what
gong every
oh my
single chapter,
God.
I don't think,
I
was
didn't
there?
realize how many chapters there are. That's why I hated it so much because it is like a fucking proverb.
Yes. It's very much like a set of meditations. It's set up that way.
I hated his stories at the beginning.
His stories.
Every single chapter started with a story, a stupid
Oh.
fucking story about how he like. I hope this guy never listens to this because
Why would he listen to this?
Yeah,
I don't know.
seriously.
I don't
And
know.
he wouldn't even care anyway. He's like very Buddhist. He would just be like, it's okay if you don't agree with me.
True. Um,
That's
no,
just your opinion,
it's
bro.
not. It's not even his stories. Like I don't mind the stories. I just don't like that style of writing where it's like,
Mhm.
oh, here's a story, here's a lesson, here's a story, here's a lesson,
Right.
here's a
Yeah, it
story,
feels
here's a
very
lesson.
Sunday school.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
Maybe it stems from that. Maybe I'm having like PTSD from Sunday school.
Hmm.
Aren't we
Maybe it needs
all?
to be spoken and then you discuss as a group. And then we do a different chapter some other week.
Yeah.
Discuss as a
Be like,
group.
this chapter is dumb.
And on this week of Tuesdays with Maury, um,
Oh my God, yes, it is like that.
yeah.
I loved that book.
Hmm.
I thought it
I
was
think we
great.
read it in the fifth grade.
Really, that's some heavy fucking subject matter.
That's probably why I don't remember it.
I would have been traumatized. Of course, I
Hmm.
read like Old Yeller and Where the Red Fern Grows about that age, and I was traumatized. I cried.
The only thing I remember from Tuesdays with Maury is when he was like when somebody is in a car and they're going to flip me off, I just wave.
That was your takeaway from Tuesdays with Maury? This
Yeah.
amazing book about death and mortality and legacy
I
and
told you it was in
presence.
fifth grade.
Oh my god.
It's like they're flipping him off.
No, it wasn't even about that, Ryan. It was about responding to meanness with kindness, okay?
Yeah, kill
Well,
him with
that
kindness.
is a good thing to do.
And by doing that, you just piss them off more.
Yeah, I don't think that that's true. If I flip someone off while I drive, and sometimes I do, um, if they just waved at me, I'd be like, okay, fucker, and move
Yeah,
on.
that
But
didn't have the. I was going for the reaction. I didn't get that reaction that I wanted.
yeah, for me, it's about being brave enough to give them the finger.
Hmm.
Sophie's always
It's a
like, don't do that,
personal
they're gonna shoot
Does
us.
it have the same impact if they don't see it?
it's a personal development.
Oh, Pigeon would like to contribute. She's been taking a nap this whole time over on the bed.
Nice.
And she just said, "Nyeh," which I assume means she wants to say hello.
Pigeon's giant. What the fuck?
I know, she's so big.
How much does she weigh?
Almost 8 pounds.
She's 8 pounds?
Almost. She's like 7.6 or something.
Okay, I guess she's not that giant. Maybe you're tiny.
Maybe I
Uh,
am.
Mhm.
yeah. Look at her face. She looks like a lion. I love Pigeon.
She's
I have a
beautiful.
pigeon mug that I
Little snow
use,
leopard.
and it's the best.
Hi.
Pigeon's the best.
Everyone loves you, Pidge. I
That's true.
know. Everyone loves you, even though you're full of crimes. Are you gonna
Crimes
say
against the trash can.
crimes against everything that I leave on the table? Are you gonna get down now? Okay. Is there anybody else who wants to say hello?
I
Oh,
don't have
sorry.
any cats here to say hello. They're all
I already
upstairs.
said. I already
Yes, you
made
did.
Tammy say hello.
Buster was out there earlier, but now he's gone.
All right. So it sounds like next book not as philosophical.
Please, something concrete.
All right.
I
Really,
beg of you,
truly, I think we should do
listeners.
the artist's way. I've heard 3 people tell me that that book changed
That
their whole
sounds
artist life.
philosophical too.
It does.
No, it's got practical purposes in it, I think.
This one had
Maybe
practical
you
things
should
in it
read
too.
a little bit of it first and then tell us.
That's a lot
Yes.
of work. Man, we don't have to do it.
Oh my God.
Find the audiobook. I
Uh,
think there's probably an audiobook for that one.
I found it
Oh,
on
I'm sure.
Audible. Literally, I was looking at this one and it said, read the artist's way. Um, but truly, Ryan, you do owe Taylor and me $14.58.
Okay,
Hey,
you could split it in half.
No, no, no. No, no, no.
I don't know
All
how
right.
much I paid for it.
Forward me the email and I'll take care of it.
You're the best.
You are the best. Um, I'd like to say that we own the podcast, me and Ryan, but it's truly just Ryan. Legally it's Ryan, and
Because you didn't want the responsibility of it legally.
no, 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 no,
Partially.
no.
Partially.
No, it was because I'm realistic about my responsibility, okay? It's not that I didn't want the responsibility, it's that I'm realistic about my responsibility and the fact that I will give up first. Okay?
So,
Accurate.
what were we saying about the
I don't know
podcast?
why you said that,
Why did you
Becca,
bring
but
that up?
yeah, what?
I don't remember.
I thought you were initially saying
Oh, I asked you
owed
for
money because
money.
I was the one that suggested the
Oh,
book that
that's why
everybody
he owes
voted
us.
on it.
No, because you're in charge of the podcast
I
and
know, yes,
you
yes,
you
yes, I
dole
know
out the
that's why.
money.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
Not you personally.
I think what we do is we come up with some options for next time, and I don't even suggest one, and then we get it down to two, whether
No,
it's
it
the
was a
same two
good
that we had.
suggestion. It was a good suggestion.
You
So
Um,
suggested this book?
yeah,
Fuck you, Ryan.
the three of us suggested a book, and mine overwhelmingly was voted on most.
Oh my God.
If anything,
did they know it was your suggestion though?
yes, it said it
Yeah.
in the email.
Well, that's why. Favoritism.
Yeah. They were like, we want to hear Brian's.
I was
Brian.
gonna
I
do
just
it
called you
without,
Brian.
so it
What is
was
wrong with me?
completely unbiased, but I did not because
Well, let's make it unbiased next
I wanted
time.
to show that this is a contribution that the three of us came up with options, and then they can vote on who they want to,
No, that's good.
what they wanted to
Vote for
select.
mine next time.
I'm just gonna not have names on it next time and just
Yeah.
let it be.
Fine.
No, but I do like that we had three options, and I think it was good
Yes.
that people voted. And it's not your fault, Ryan. It's theirs. Okay?
Yep. We blame the
So,
listenership. This
yep.
is
I
the
mean,
content they asked for.
I think it is a like maybe it's because it's a more recent book. I think it is a fairly popular book.
It is
It's
a
a super
very
popular
popular book.
book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I looked at the
I,
reviews and they were overwhelmingly positive on Audible. Amazing, incredible, changed my life, blah blah blah. I'm like, all right,
you
but
know that's because they don't know us. You
yeah,
know what you know what's going to actually happen is that the next book that happens, they're going to find the one that's the worst, and then they're going to make us read it.
yep.
Hmm.
Yeah. This wasn't even close to being the worst it could be.
Why did we make this a democracy? Why
We
did we
wanted to
do
get
that?
listenership input.
Why?
I don't know, because I thought it'd be fun. I want to get some input. I want to make them feel
Fine.
part of it. They get to
Uh,
decide what we talk about.
Maybe we should pull three listeners and make them read the book.
And then what?
And then they can talk about it.
But they have to start their own podcast. I think we could take suggestions if people wanted to make
Maybe
suggestions.
we just have open suggestions.
Yeah.
Maybe that would be good, and then we can pick from that list, or we can add to the list.
Yeah. They
Okay.
put Anatomy of a Good Pot on there.
Well, no, it's just an open suggestion. Fill out your
I'm
check out this Google
suggesting that.
form.
I'm
Fill out.
suggesting it.
Okay, then you can fill out the Google form with your
Okay.
suggestion,
Okay.
and then everybody has equal weight. There's no weight on like who voted for what, who suggested what. It's just
I
submit
like
your
that idea.
suggestion. There we
I
go.
agree.
And then we can probably dwindle it down to maybe 3 to 5, and then we can ask for
Oh,
votes.
hi, Pigeon.
Hi, Pigeon.
I
She's so
like the
quiet.
maybe Instagram voting would be good too because
Yes, because
you could
more
probably get a
people.
lot of easy input there. We didn't get as many
Yes.
Yeah.
votes this
Yes.
time
Yes.
as I would have liked,
Yeah, 7 people decided our fate on this one. Your votes matter.
or 8, yeah, something like that.
Your votes matter, but only vote this way.
Well, I mean, aren't we saying the same thing any political party says? Dearly.
Oh, facts. I've always loved that about the your votes matter situation.
Your votes matter, but vote the way we want you to, please.
Please.
Hmm.
And thank you. Great. Yeah, cool.
All right, so we'll see what the next one is.
Okay.
We will be doing one book club episode per season, so we'll have some time between now and the next one.
It'll be this summer next time we talk.
Yeah, it'll be
Aw,
between the months of July and August
I'll be
I'll be
next
back
year.
to
so
work.
sweaty.
So
Lame.
yeah,
Lame.
we'll see
I'll
how
be sweaty.
how the seasonal making feels at that time of year.
Yeah, summer's like the height of creative flow for me usually, so
Hmm.
it's great. The basement's cold.
I
Feels
used
so
to
good.
love throwing in the summer in the basement
Oh, feels so
with a
good.
cold bucket of water. It makes you feel like you're swimming.
Refreshing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
cozy.
There was something really important I wanted to talk about with this book, and I'm so mad that I didn't write down and I can't remember. Oh well, I'll post it to my Instagram when it comes to me.
Yeah, do that. Post it on your Instagram and then we'll save it to the highlights and the highlight will just say
What
when the
Taylor
book
forgot.
club comes. Yeah, what Taylor forgot.
Yeah, yeah.
Perfect. Can we just have a whole highlight that says what Taylor forgot?
It could be filled up every single day. I can't remember shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking to my doctor tomorrow about starting on a new ADHD med, so maybe I'll be better next time.
What are you on right now?
I was on guanfacine, which is what they give small, tiny children.
Mm.
It's like a blood pressure medicine because I can't take stimulants. They just make me really, really unhappy. So yeah, I'm thinking about Strattera.
I was just gonna mention Strattera.
Yep.
I've taken Strattera.
I thought you were
Also,
on Vyvanse.
no, Vyvanse is terrible for me. I'm on
What?
Concerta, or I was on Concerta. I'm not on it anymore. It just made me lose weight and be mad. So,
Oh, that's not fun.
I mean, like, I'm fine with losing weight, but moving on. Um, uh,
So do you like it? How long have you been on it?
no, I stopped.
Strattera.
Oh no, I'm not on that either. But
I thought you just said you were.
I said I've been on it.
Run the tape back. Okay.
I've been on it. I've been on
Oh,
every single one
I bet
basically.
you
But
have.
Strattera's okay. But also I'll send you a link because they have a lot of supplements that you can add to ADHD meds. And I don't remember if this one's a stimulant, but I started taking one and it was just as good.
Well,
So
geez, you should keep taking it.
no,
Or
it's
would
like
you?
$60 a month. I can't do that.
$60 a month for your function? I'm sorry, I would pay $2 a day to function. Just saying.
I can function without it. I just don't function as well.
Okay. Should
$60
I
worth?
send you $60 a month? Because that would be pretty great if it improved your function.
It's okay. I've given up on that particular situation. But anyway, moving on. Yeah. I'll send you I think I can't remember what it was called, but I did a lot of research on it's a non it's like an over the counter
Mm-hmm.
um one that it's kind of like stasis, you see the things for stasis.
I
Um,
don't think I've ever seen that, but okay.
the ads
I'll ask my doctor about it if you send it to
yeah.
me before my appointment
Homeostasis?
tomorrow.
There's a yeah, it's a like a drug called Stasis and you add it to your stimulant and it helps with it. But that's like the really expensive version. There's other ones that are better for you that aren't as like advertised. So,
The
Right.
generic, maybe.
what?
The
Well, as
generic?
generic as things get to be in
Yeah, it's
the
more just
supplement
like
industry.
not Instagram famous, you know what I'm saying? Like
Mm,
they have it's the ones without a good marketing company
not
and the
as
ones
much
with.
marketing dollars behind it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
So,
Mm. All right. Brought to you by, no.
Just kidding.
brought to you by ADHD.
And with that, thank you for coming back, Taylor. I'm sure we
Always.
will hear your beautiful voice throughout the episode with your ads.
Yes.
So thank you for that as well.
I look forward to doing more for you.
We
Here's
look
And
good
forward to
ones in
paying
that.
you. Well, Ryan
yes,
looks forward to paying you.
I look forward to
yes.
getting paid.
There we go. All
Thanks,
right.
you all.
Thank you. And we'll catch y'all next time. Thanks everybody for listening.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, all. Thank you for listening to the show. And we also want to thank Lindy and Ashley for all their help with everything that they've done over the years for Whale Talk. They are our Instagram heroes and they answer all your questions and then send them to us if we need to. And we also want to thank you for listening and also participating. If you want to support our show, the best way to do that is to send us questions and to review us on whichever platform you are. So we haven't had very many reviews so far. I mean, you can even leave us a bad review. We'll make fun of you, but you can. And sending us questions always helps us with every episode that we do so that we can make it the best that we can. I hope you enjoyed the episode today, and I hope you enjoy this season.